Rocky doesn't main Mark, so then we can see the PC Chris versus Ken strategy of Ken countering against the hot part of PC Chris's strategy.
I can't. The hot and cold, baby. Okay.
Yep. And seems like Rocky is starting off very hot with a couple of pillars, couple of dares, and getting a nice 80 to that should have been a bear, but
oh yeah. Yeah, giving Bobby another chance to live, something you definitely don't want, because even off one conversion, Bobby can get the game so easily. Oh!
How did I miss
the zoo?
How
he placed just in the ledge?
Well, neither of them
Both
should
players
be
have
alive.
been dipped like 5 times this one stock. How?
No, he better
is that
take
possible?
This.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Melee. Melee's a hard game, man. Like,
Melee, man.
It's so easy to forget that, when you're in the hot seat, or like, maybe you didn't eat dinner or something, you miss stuff. And eventually, why did Bobby do that?
I mean, he keeps the one side. Well, that was a. I mean, I like that trade.
You didn't have to trade. That's a thing.
He didn't have to. But I mean, I think it's more of a mind thing for Bobby.
Yeah, obviously. You see Bobby constantly kind of, do suboptimal sequences for his peace of mind, and that can go a long way. And not only can that go a long way for yourself, that can rattle your opponent. Rocky's probably like, oh my god, what is happening with this psychopath?
Yeah,
I definitely thought that before when I played Bobby.
Yeah, it's like the the sort of the Aklo taunting, where it's like he never really like said or didn't say why he taunts, but obviously it is a mental thing. It's like the whole getting in your head. But then sometimes people can, don't taunt me again, bitch. Oh my god, wait. Can you curse? I totally forgot whether you can.
Don't worry about it. Just don't make it too excessive. Like, I just cursed not too long ago, but just don't say it every other sentence,
I'm sorry.
Basically, let's get back to the match a little, where it seems like that effect that taunt has on people, where that it does elicit a response, and sometimes that response makes you play worse. And in some ways, just like how Bobby, when he makes his plays that are suboptimal, but it's like kind of disrespectful, frankly, that could get in your opponent's head, and that in competition, you're just taking every edge you could get, and that sort of thing is really useful. Like, just being off stage, he's really hoping that Rocky's like, what is he doing? What is he doing?
Yeah. I mean, it's that kind of feel of like, you want your opponent to respect you. Even if you're getting whooped on, you want your opponent to respect you. And when you're getting like styled on like a little bit, even when it's Bobby, like a notorious someone who will go for, like you said, that unoptimal type of, option, sometimes it still doesn't feel good. It's like, am I not like good enough for you? It's like that kind of thing.
Like, do you really feel nothing when Mango just jumps up and lasers at your face when he very clearly could have shined you? It's like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's like, are you really gonna feel nothing off of that? Are you really gonna feel nothing when H-Box pops off and screams right in front of your face in your ear? Like, that does shit to people,
You would know firsthand.
I really didn't appreciate just how much competitors have to deal with, the potential of getting yayas or like,
oh my god,
getting screamed at mid-set. Like, that sort of thing affects people. And same thing with your gameplay.
Yeah, I mean, I think out of game stuff, it can be like a little it's kind of the idea like you think H-Box like looking at people's controllers to see their DI is okay.
Exactly.
It's like that kind of thing, but it's like but when it's in game, it's like, well, yeah, no, it's in game. You can't stop that.
Yeah. Unless we're gonna really make rules like, hey, if you made Fox, you cannot just jump up and laser at their face.
You must always go for the kill.
Idiot. Can't believe I have to make a ruling about it.
Yeah. There are no mix-ups. You must always go. Everything must be Sheik Dittos. Only can go for grabs.
Yeah, and by the way, if you don't do this, then you will be DQ'd from the turn.
You'll be DQ'd. You'll be banned for melee.
No. You'll get twit long.
You get canceled. You're canceled.
Yeah, watch out.
This guy played unoptimal, bro.
Yeah, and oh my god. You know,
the forward air.
sometimes,
do that.
yeah, sometimes, you know, playing unoptimal, that could bite you. You know, if your opponent can withstand that mental pressure, then you're just facing the facts, like you're just doing suboptimal things. Like, if your opponent does have a strong enough mental game, it's like, at the end of the day, you are kind of holding yourself back, you know?
Yeah.
And
I think it was like...
that's kind of the story of if we see Rocky adapting to that.
I think Ice said something. It was him at like, I think it was Big House 5. He was playing SBAT. And he was like 2-0ing him, and then SBAT like took off his jacket, and he said in an interview later, he was like, he didn't think about it. He was just like, oh, if someone off took their jacket like in just like randomly while you were playing a friendly, you wouldn't think about it that much. And that's kind of the idea. It's like, oh, I don't have to think about it as some kind of giant mind game. He goes, oh, maybe it's misinputted. You know? You can't let yourself read into it too much, even if that's what he's trying to do. You know, he's trying to get like in your head. You have to be just like, oh, well.
Mind games are such a... It's not something that people think about a lot, but it's definitely something that affects the game a lot. For instance, SBAT actually told me a story at Summit where PPMD actually mind gamed him at Genesis 3. And
really?
Yeah, so basically what happened was that before they played in bracket, PPMD walked up to SBAT and was like, I think we both know how this set is going to end.
Oh shit.
And that mind game the crap out of SFAT. Like he said, like, cause I actually know what PP meant by that, because PP was not at good health. He thought he was going to lose. So what was that? Down throw. Let me pause that story.
Crazy. Yeah, really that was crazy.
That. I didn't think that was ever possible.
Yeah.
That's the first time I've ever seen that.
That was crazy.
What was that?
What was that? We were just talking about this story. I mean, because I thought, what was that? Did you see that like off the edge? CPU.
I didn't know that was a setup, and I'm stealing that. Every time Wispy blows me off to the corner of the Dreamland side platform, I'm always down throwing from now on.
Down throwing.
And that's the way how Rocky could find back his momentum. Just simply down throw.
I can't believe that
blows you away.
I think he was looking for like a tech chase on the platform, and then he just took it. It was just like, oh, you're going off stage? Oh, okay.
Cool.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, no, definitely going back to my story, that PP definitely meant to like me that like he was going to lose because he was like not in his best shape. But SFAT was like,
it's so ominous. We both know how to set that. It's like a super villain. It's like a WWE thing. It's so funny because we think of like PP as this like such a nice like guy. And you just imagine like SFAT, like also one of the most beloved members, just like going.
Yeah, SFAT was like fought off of his MTK win at the time.
Like, oh man.
Yeah, like SFAT just beat MTK for the first time, and he was like, all right, I got PP next, and then PP's like, yeah, I think we both know how this is gonna end.
Yeah.
and then that like that was SFAT told me like that was PP just got in his head at that tourney, and he
it's like
who won.
Oh my god, because like I guess like the thing is like you read into it too much, but it's so hard not to think about it.
Exactly.
You just have to try and focus on the match.
And
like we should be doing back in. No.
yeah. If I could comment one more off-topic thing, is that I was actually talking to IBDW. Like, you know, we were talking about the game during Summit on like how we can improve in Mark vs. Fox, and I gave him a lot of tips, and he gave me some tips too that like, yeah, you don't do enough crazy stuff off of your like combos, because it's that if you do crazy stuff off of your combos, like that will get into your opponent's head when you do like a WTF kind of combo, where like now your opponent doesn't know where to DI. And that's actually something Bobby does. I think he does it a little bit too much, but actually just like mixing it out like a little bit, you know, kind of like what Bango does with a lot of his combos, like that could really just throw off your opponent's DI. And it's really useful to have your toolkit. Like I used to like objectively think like you should never go for that sort of thing, because why are you going for suboptimal combos? But there's value in going for like a Jane kind of combo route in order to get the really good advantage in your combo routes.
It's actually something similar that like Wizzy did at Summit. It was, I forget who was playing, but he like he was in the air and he came down onto stage with a Falcon kick. which is something you literally would never expect Wizzy to do, because obviously, like, the optimal, like, you'd expect, like, the perfect fade back to the ledge or something like that, or even, like, coming down with the aerial, but, like, Falcon kick, and it worked, because when would you expect Wizzy to do it? And it's like, you have to mix up the mix-up, you know? Like, playing optimal isn't playing optimal, because it's, like, at the end of the day, Melee is just a game of rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah, a little bit of rock, paper, scissors, a little bit of understanding what the other person might do or might not even do. It's like, I don't know what... This guy has no patterns in his RPS, and that's really what makes Melee beautiful, you know? Who could have predicted that Rocky would have side beat right there?
Yeah.
Imagine doing an RPS and you just, like, did a middle finger.
Just... That's a great comparison. That's your best one yet. You've been getting better. I see you've been practicing.
I'm glad. Thank you.
The metaphor.
And I feel like Bobby's really good at doing that. It's like, wow, I really just didn't expect you to flip me off. And it'll like that. Oh! What a good schmix. What a schmix. I didn't expect Bobby to do any of that.
That was
And
crazy.
how could Rocky tell?
Single hit, that single hit up there to extend was nutty.
Right.
And is it, dude? We've been talking about.
I think it's 2-1 Bobby's favor.
Okay, I think so. I don't know.
Check this score. Yeah, it's 2-1 Bobby's favor. Okay, like Rocky kind of had it. He even almost had a gimp opportunity. But you know, when you schmix with your setups, where it's like, I don't know what you're doing, so I don't know where to DI. Got that dare setup. Because I don't think Rocky was DIing in. Like, he was like, probably thinking that, oh, Bobby's going to try to extend this. So he maybe might have neutral DI'd or DI'd away. And that's why, even though he was relatively on stage, he just, you know what? No, I'm ending it early with dare. That's a value of having kind of a really spastic combo game like that.
I think None is like kind of the master at that a little bit. Where like a lot of the time, I mean, you talk about IBDW, like obviously that's set from SmashCon between him and None, where he's like just like absolutely like destroying him on that Yoshi game, and it's like it can be tough because you're always thinking about like mind game over mind games over mind games, so like it can be almost easier to trick overly like thought based players who are always like, oh, I should do this because this, instead of like someone who's just like, oh, I'm just gonna do this because like whatever. Because there's like almost like when there's like not a lot of thought, sometimes it can almost be better because, I mean, I don't know if this makes sense because there's no prediction, I guess.
Yeah, and like, you know, you always have to like, there's usually a lot more factors than we realize that's going on. So it's tough to say for sure. However, what we could say for sure is that Rocky is up. He is like, you know what? Screw those spastic combos that you're doing, Rocky. Let me just simplify this with FD. Because if there's one exception where like spastic combos may not be the best, it's FD. Where like there's a very clear flowchart. I'm doing my flowchart here, and this is always probably going to kill.
I think it can, like you said, like even the playing field in terms of punish, where like both Falcos get the chance to extend for like super duper long, even if it's not perfect. You know, they don't have to worry about tech chasing or anything like that. And Bobby's so good at using the platform to his advantage that, you know, on FD it's just, you know, who can, you know, out extend the other. And while, you know, Bobby obviously very good at extending, Rocky showing that, you know, the non-platforms can be used to his advantage.
Yeah. Still, like, there's still some value. It's just that it kind of gets really overshadowed if you're really not following the flowchart. Like, oh
my god,
you just
that was such a nutty stock. He triple up tilted.
Yeah.
Which is like something we saw him do 2 weeks ago when we were commentating together, and then he still got the kill after the last one.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Bobby, he's kind of
God.
popping off a little.
Oh my god! Dude, he's turning on the jets!
What happened?
What happened?
Bobby, FD Master?
Dude,
the second FD Master?
What is going on? What is going on?
Sure.
I don't know. What? He just like, I think that was an auto-cancel forward air to extend it. He just like shook his body around.
Yeah.
And just like, it was hit off stage.
Yeah. We've been giving Bobby a lot of props, but the match is still not over. Rocky can very easily take this, and there it goes. It shows the power of flowchart. Just simple,
literally
clean, death.
Literally, I said this last time I commentated at Bobby set. It was like the Bobby Classic is like this nutty combo into losing the game. He did that last time he was on FD. He was versus Newt, I believe they were playing, and he hit this nutty like up tilt combo, and like he lost the game, and that's like the classic.
Yeah, like you don't have to be fancy in FD, and that's like half of its strengths right there.
Well, where do you think Bobby goes here? Game 5, we've gone.
I think Bobby should probably try to go for Fountain. You know, I think or I thought they already went to Yoshi's.
Did Rocky win then?
I forgot. I'm gonna be honest. I was too into my stories. If they didn't go to Yoshi's, then yeah, I would have said Yoshi's first. I thought they went there. This is a best of 5, and I always think this should be Bobby's first counter pick, but whatever.
Yeah, they actually haven't gone to Yoshi's at all. That was actually
that's interesting to me.
Yeah, but
anyways,
I guess saving it here can be good if you're able to take it to the counter pick.
Bobby did have a chance to close the stock, but misses, and he could take this. I mean, we've been giving Bobby huge props here and there, but at the end of the day, like, what really matters in this game is that you take the stock first, and you know, it doesn't have to be spastic. It's just if you follow the optimal flow charts here and there, you make the right call outs. That's all that matters.
I mean, I feel like it's kind of like basketball, where it's like it's very easy to compliment someone for their offense, but defense a lot of times gets like unnoticed, especially against in the Ditto versus Bobby. It's very easy to get like swept away, and Rocky for the most part has been doing a lot of a really good job to not let that happen, both in the game and in the set.
He's stifling momentum very well, like he did versus Bobby.
Yeah. That's
getting the edge guards, the gimps. It's crucial setups and zoning really well in place. Dude, he's not letting up these lasers in place.
Yeah. Shield Presser has also been like super good. You saw how small Bobby's shield was, and able to get conversion. Climb back there. Dead here. Yeah, just calls him going to ledge. That's the second time in the row. It just rolled up.